26, 2025. So I'll just show you what I sent. What I sent the Ontario College of Physicians a complaint against my doctor, and geneticists are aware of my DNA, and based on, I'll just show you this here first of all, based on my telomeres. Well, this is on the left. This is the left hand side. This is the right hand side. Once again, shown, ignoring all non-organic. Whenever they say shown non-organic, they're rapists right here. They're rapists. Nurses don't have that responsibility. So anyways, on the left is the King Charles, well, that's George VI, and that's King Charles' grandfather. So once again, they don't follow any protocol whatsoever, and they're not able to protect me. They're not able to protect me, so I'll just show you here. So all those positions are all obsolete. They're going to be controlled by computers, because computers, you know what happens with a toaster? You know what happens with a microwave? Well, for instance, if you have a microwave, you program it to cook for a certain amount of time, it does it 100% of the time. Now, when you give people the same opportunity, that shows how complicit they are for organized crime, right? So they're not capable, they're not professional enough, and they're not responsible enough, right? When you have a light switch and you have it go on, then off, it does exactly what it's supposed to do. But humans, once they find out that they could DNA transfer, so once again, I'll just show you this here. So this is the combination of unique skeletal and muscular structures in the D7S820 and the CSF1P0 telomeres or trialleles, along with the distinct DNA, could indicate a new species. So here's all the perpetrators that are, like, once again, Josh can't even communicate. So if I I'm smart, you know what I did? I told 3 different stories earlier. I told the truth, I told the half-truth, and I told a lie. So if I was to mispronounce any words, that reveals that they're revealing the half-truths only and lies, because they're idiots. So here's it's showing the DNA of all these people, that the protection staff, and how idiotic they are and how inept they are. Right. So anyways, based on my DNA markers and my skeleton and my muscle structures, I could be a new species. And I've been claiming this at the Superior Hospital now since May 5th, and they haven't given me an X-ray or a computed tomography test. But if easily, like, there's beneath my knees, I have bones beneath my knees that I know I have bones beneath my knees, like stabilized bones. So for them to deny reality, they're denying reality. So I'm going to show you the letter that I sent my doctor, and then the Ontario Board of Physicians, and showing that I should have been picked up. I sent this letter, the email to the physicians, the college, over 4 hours ago. And there's a toll-free number, so they operate around the clock, right? Like, patients have complaints against, like, doctors around the clock, not just during business days, right? You fools. So before I do that, I'll just show you how DNA so it shows that that I could be a unique species. And there's this thing called, I'll show you 2 things. I'll show you how Stephanie Meyer came out. It might be in here. I'm looking for this. Stephanie Meyer came out with a book about parasitic aliens, and that are able to steal attributes. So you can see she's the author of Twilight, the vampire series, but she wrote a book about a post-apocalyptic time about parasitic aliens. So with on TV, on cell phones, televisions, and computers, digital impulses could be used with computational medicine to trigger nano-based drug delivery. So here's all the perpetrators trying to proliferate that information to criminal networks. So the Canadian government thinks that they can only, even though I'm able to communicate on many different frequencies, they think they're only to follow directives that organized crime is aware of those frequencies, and not follow any of the covert ones. So again, all the perpetrators. And so I'll just show you something here, how DNA transfer is possible between people, and how they haven't implemented any strategies to protect me. So DNA can be transferred between organisms, even within the same organism, through various mechanisms, resulted in the sharing of genetic attributes. So, wow, so you mean Smarticus, whose name is Christian Aragoni Meyer, and an alias is Chris Meyer Diggins, and an alias is Eminence Cristiano Meyer Diggins, and another alias is Godfrey Oliver Deedy. So you mean they could share attributes, and I could be a unique species, and as if this isn't happened to me at my peril. Why would I have wrinkles on my forehead? Like, you know, when I sent it to the College of Physicians, like they're geneticists there. They're geneticists. They know that I'm a unique species. I'll show you right here. And at the Syria Hospital, they made me have a sore on my feet, on my left foot only, like some sort of sore on my left foot for weeks. And based on my genetics, I should heal instantly if they weren't using DNA transfers and if they weren't allowing people to superimpose themselves and hide behind me. Right, so, you know, this is my natural voice, a 47-year-old male, and they broadcast estrogen in me to reduce my manhood. When people take, at my age, they take testosterone pills. And once again, people, they're not able to get wrinkled on live film, and then them disappear. The wrinkles disappear on live film. That's not supposed to be possible. I'll just show you that. So I'll just show you a few things here. So I'm just going to go through here. So let's see. So once again, I'm going to be the true king. So any crimes against the king is high treason. And that's currently 25 years in prison. And so that's 25 years in prison. But once Canadians find out that these perpetrators could harm people from within prison, they're going to have to impose the death penalty to put these savage creatures down so they can't harm people. So yes, television, computers, and cell phones could all emit digital impulses in the form of electromagnetic radiation. So I'm just going through my email here. So this says brain-computer interface, particularly with remote patient monitoring, could potentially help patients walk. So that means they could hijack the human body. So I'm just looking for some. So MobiZen, this is the screen recorder right here that I'm using. And it says that it does not have any built-in wrinkle reduction capabilities. And you can see here, no, it's not possible for somebody to develop wrinkles on live video and then have them disappear instantly without any physical movement. But based on my unique biology, that is capable for me. So the fMR, so that's functioning magnetic resonant imaging. They can implant words. So I'll just show you here. And then scientists could decode the brainwaves and eavesdrop on what you hear. So with remote patient monitoring and eavesdropping on what patients hear or say, then they can listen to your thoughts and violate your human experience accordingly. So I'm just trying to find where they use digital impulses to trigger with computational medicine. So here's where I cured blindness and enhanced vision myself, Christian Neurocardiomeier. That's the neural pathways to enhance the visual primary cortex, to enhance even people with 20/20 vision, making their vision even better. But with this technology, it can make it so the blind are able to see, and those with vision impairments. So let's see. So the doctor wanted, he wants me to keep me on a 2-month evaluation period, even though I use the same medication, which is unethical. So I'm just going here. I'm looking for the DNA transfers with computational medicine. So I can pause it, but you can pause all these screens here. So yes, it's possible to amplify somebody's self-talk voice and decipher brain signals and relate it to internal speech and into audio, speech, and text. So that once again, it proves they could decode brainwaves. And yes, theoretically, computational medicine. So every time I read medicine, that perpetrator right there, they hack my brain. They have a subliminal metric to cause a digital impulse to trigger medicine in my brain when I read the word medicine. So yes, theoretically, computational medicine could leverage digital impulses to trigger nano-based technology drug delivery. So that's all proof. And that's why on the announcements, they're trying to proliferate this criminal mavericks, but I got them all. I already showed this. It's already online. That's why in 1949, George Orwell wrote a book called 1984 about the thought police, because they've been able to decode the brainwaves since long before that time period. And in the public health care, people don't rejuvenate the wrinkles on film, so they don't rejuvenate the wrinkles, or they don't pay for Botox or dermal fillers, and it shouldn't be possible to do it on live video, but I'm able to. And so once again, when I show my DNA markers, geneticists know that I shouldn't get wrinkles. I should not get wrinkles. So I'm just going to pause it and show you the email that I sent my doctor. So this is where I say the doctor will be delicensed along with other doctors for not noticing the grammar error of Form 33, where it says are meaning more than one individual rather than is, since DNA transfer between organisms is possible, but with genetic attribute sharing. So obviously, clearly, somebody with evolved human biology is going to be on the victimization end. That's why they kept me in the hospital for 83 days now. And so since a person is one person and indicates that there are attributes at one person's expense with DNA transfer, so talented individuals like myself are theoretically like myself, who theoretically solved blindness and enhanced vision for other people. I will get a Nobel Prize for this. And the video mentalist, maybe or maybe not, refused to claim about me, thinking I can't be harmed by vehicles. Dr. Chindu Agbana couldn't realize sarcasm, so he doesn't have a healthy mind. Notice the year was 2019. While I was in Denmark, to further support the fact, go to Chris Meyer Diggins YouTube, Copenhagen at Night, and see this video from 2019. Because the doctor saying I sought asylum in 2017, so he's not competent whatsoever. He referred to me as a he 3 times, a him once, and a her 4 times, because they share attributes, and that's the perpetrator right there, showing that DNA of all the women. And so 4 times, and they're clearly trying to hide somebody's culpability and use me as an excuse, with Form 33 saying that DNA transfer is possible. Dr. Chindu referred to me as a male, then a female. Clearly, they exploit me. He has denied giving me an X-ray. The fact that I proved that they could administer drugs through television, computers, cell phones. He will be deemed not competent, denying technology. They monitor patients with the internet, and said based on my DNA markers, my mother and my father's DNA, which is strange, they were born in different countries. Well, it's saying that my parents share common ancestors, but my mom was born in America on a trip. She lived in Denmark. My dad was born in England, and he moved to Canada as an infant, and they have common ancestors. So my DNA triallies with my unique skeleton and muscles indicate that I'm more than likely a new species, and they're denying reality. So there's 500 species of shark, 11,000 species of birds. So why couldn't there be 3 species of human? And these perpetrators, they're not competent. And so this shows right here. You can read this one. You can pause it. So here's videos. So there's Captain Cook in Charlotte Mecklenburg Strelitz, and so here's where it's saying I'm going to be the true king of the United Kingdom, so it's going to be high treason, and currently it's a 25-year prison term in Canada, concurrently for each count, and this is how many counts each of the staff at the Sault hospital has committed against me, showing their DNA of each individual one of them, and of all individual patients that have violated me, of Christian Eric Meyer. And so here's Princess Helena. Her name is Princess Christian, and you can see how she looks like me, Christian Eric Meyer. And here's a royal wedding that my family went to, and here's George VI, who looks like my twin, and I'm Christian Eric Meyer. Here's Edward VII, who looks like me. Here's Edward VIII, who looks like me. And this proves that DNA can be transferred through organisms once again. Here's proof that there was a royal wedding on the date that I claimed. And here's another Princess Beatrice, who looks like me. And then so this in the Journal of Neural Image Magazine says recognizing sarcasm is a sign of a healthy mind. So there's Dr. Chindu Agbana psyche. It's not healthy. And this one proves that they could decode the brainwaves. And this one shows that using R rather like that statement is not grammatically correct. And no doctor noticed that apparently, or they're culpable. And so this proves that they could hijack the human body. And here's Augustus Frederick. This was Queen Victoria's uncle, and he walked her down the aisle. I'm related to at least 6 of her children. And here's George V. You can see the resemblance to me, Christian Eric Meyer. And so what is this one? Indicates potential. Oh, so when I had my foreskin removed, they tapered my penis. I have a scar the entire length of my penis, from the tip of my penis to my testicles. And that's not typical for circumcision. So why would they do that to me if they weren't exploiting my biology? And then this one shows how I theoretically cure blindness. And the doctor's saying I have grandiose beliefs. And so here's where the psychiatrist is trying to get blood from me, and he's not a specialist that's trained to diagnose diabetes. My general practitioner doctor never requested blood work when I last seen them to see if I had diabetes. Based on my DNA metrics, that's what my biology should look like. I should be shredded. I had a 6-pack on May 5th before I came to the hospital. Now I have a gut because they hide fat people through me. And once again, this proves that with those genes, I could be a new species. And this is saying how it's not common to be evaluated for 2 months if somebody's already used the same medication successfully. And this proves that doctors are more competent in diagnosing diabetes than then psychiatrists. And psychiatry is not an exact science. So this shows that this is me currently in 2025. And this shows that with the function of magnetic resonant imaging, they can listen to your thoughts. And it's not possible for people to get wrinkles on film and then have them disappear on live video. So based on my unique tri-alleles DNA markers, it's possible for myself, Christian, and Eric Arnie Meyer. And so that's why they use DNA. They register me. They pretend that I'm a woman so they can steal my attributes so women can benefit in men. And this shows all perpetrators right now that are watching this video through me. And here's all the historic people that violate me. And so this says, basically when you're diagnosed at schizophrenia at 40, you wouldn't be released after a few days. And you can read this. This is where the doctor claims that I think I'm king and I wouldn't be harmed by getting hit by cars because he wasn't able to understand the sarcasm in the video from Mentalist, maybe not. And when you have a CCB hearing, you're allowed to show video footage. And the prime minister is not sovereign. The king is sovereign. The prime minister is appointed by the king, voted, but the prime minister has to answer to the king. That's why there's a queen on the $20 bill in Canada, because we're part of the British Commonwealth. And here's Form 33. This is more. Here's all my subordinates, and here's the true king of the United Kingdom. Non-organic. The true king of the United Kingdom is Christian Eric Arnie Meyer. And so this shows that all the attempts they use to manipulate my situations. So it's not showing screenshots. So here's the people that just hacked me with brain-computer interface. So, this shows that a patient that's not a flight risk should be allowed to go for day passes or smoke breaks, but I haven't exhibited those characteristics. I haven't went AWOL, and the doctor has denied me the ability to go for a smoke break for over 80 days. I haven't attempted at all to leave whatsoever. Another patient named Andrew Tucci, he did go AWOL. He was brought back to the hospital, and he was subsequently given smoke passes like within a few days. And another patient had correctional workers. The government of Canada had to pay correctional workers around the clock for over a month to watch this patient. And there was a peanut allergy at the time. And then once the correctional workers left, they were given smoke passes. So they were deemed such a risk to flee that the government had to pay for them to have correctional workers around the clock for over a month. And then her name is Shannon, and they had to pay for once again correctional workers around the clock for over a month because of her flight risk tendency. And but they haven't allowed me. I've been a patient of Dr. Chin-Edu Ogbonna for 1 month in 2020, and then now over 2.5 months in 2025, and I've never been allowed smoke breaks or day passes because I sought asylum in 2019, and he's using my historic that I left the country. I posted a video in that last year, 2024, that asylum evidence. And here's all the perpetrators walking by that are hacking me. That's why I'm not able to communicate as well, because they're using digital impulses through the screen. Because once again, Canada only implements directives that are correspondent with that organized crime's aware of. So they're not competent as a country. So anyways, I posted asylum evidence in 2024, and I had 9 months to leave the country, and I never left the country. So for the doctor to use that like historic examples, like from a different year or from 6 years ago when I did seek asylum, to use that against me now, I'll just show you that's a violation of patient rights. I'll show that based on CAMH. I'll just show you that. Now they do this. This is all they do is lie at the Sault Hospital. They use subliminal rather than using factual evidence. So let's see. So in Ontario, denying a patient a day pass or smoke break for 80 days, especially if they haven't previously gone AWOL, could be a violation of the rights. While patients have responsibilities including cooperating with healthcare professionals, they also have rights like freedom of harm and dignity. The right to the least restrictive environment and treatment is also a key patient right. So I've been denied that, so I'm going to sue the hospital, the Sault Hospital, for that. And Dr. Chin-Edu Ogbonna, once again, his name is Dr. Chinedu is this for his name? And then Ogbonna, Ogbonna, and they're trying to proliferate that to criminal networks to try to recruit them. He went to school in Nigeria. He's not even Canadian trained, and they can't use, if the doctor's not competent enough. Like his assistant said, well, he may have dictated it to. So the text was dictated by speech. He didn't proofread to see that the inaccuracies, and there's 2 other patients that were referred to as he, and they're women. So this is a systemic thing, and this is how many attributes they steal from those people. So it's like big con. They knew exactly what they were doing. So these shows all the subliminal here. And so my skeleton, my muscles are on the right, and since people have augmented reality cameras, I'm a white individual in appearance who hasn't tanned in 2025 and never lost. It's supposed to be never lost my tan from 2024. So here's the people that hacked me at that point for not proofreading, and which is abnormal for me. So I'm just gonna have to change that. So once again, they're not allowing me to see the screenshots here. This would show that I'm, like, you can see my skeleton and my feet right there. You can notice the difference in that picture. And here's nanotechnology that they put in my mucus to harm my biology. And so these images should have loaded here, but they're not allowing them to load. And so I've already emailed that. This is the College of Ontario College of Physicians. Is already aware of this information, like, for the last 4.5 hours. So I'm just gonna reply here to this. As you can see, well, I'm not gonna show you because it shows other people's email, but I haven't lost my tan from 2024, and they're pretending that this patient is showing non-organic, pretending that patient's me, and they're lying. I haven't lost my tan from 2024, which is strange for a Caucasian. So I'll just show you also what is in here. Okay, actually I already did show you. There's my kids. You can see my kids. It's my daughter's birthday today, so and there's my son right there showing non-organic, what they tried showing who they pretend to be my kids, and there's my kid right there showing like his DNA and his real face and my daughter's real face, and without any non-organic influence, they'd be absolutely beautiful. My daughter's 23 today, and they restricted me at the hospital. Part of the reason that Canada's going to have a problem with me as True King is I mentioned how I wanted to see my daughter on her birthday, and you withheld this information from me for organized crime units, and so for terror, you're not competent as a country. And unofficially, here's how much of the Hollywood I own, and no Canadian will ever become a celebrity in Hollywood. They'll never win an Oscar. They'll never get an opportunity at any of the production houses that I own unofficially in Hollywood, because the Sioux area hospital staff and the Canadian government, and particularly Mark Carney, they'll never, I'm talking like in 1,000 years from now, 1 billion years from now, they'll never, as long as Canada exists as a country, they'll never have an opportunity to succeed, and they'll never be famous, and I'll never support them, because they violated me in Canada for 47 years of my life. Here's what they pretend about me. Here's what they pretend about me behind the scenes, but then officially they say I have a mental health disorder. Right, but behind the scenes, they revere me in all this stuff, and they exploit me. And but they don't realize the power I have. You'll never succeed in, like, if you're Canadian, like you'll never be a movie star. You'll never be any type of celebrity globally.